Welcome to Back on the Broomstick,
a modern witch's spoken word grimoire,
where two witchy friends from way back are reconnecting to their pagan roots after a long period of mundanity.
We're rewalking the path of the wise and trying out all the latest spells, rituals, and magical theory in today's witchcraft and pagan practices.
So grab your wand and your incense,
your cauldron and your crystals,
and join us
as we get
Back on the Broomstick.
Hi, and welcome to the Solarium, Chelle and Layla's warm and cozy herb-filled sanctuary, where the firelight flickers against the frost on the glass, and green growing things vie for space with comfy chairs and tables filled with books and crystals and bones. I'm Layla, and this long winter's night I'm snuggled up with a giant mug of tea and a fresh-packed bowl to match, and I'm ready to go through some mail and some spooky solstice tales.
And I'm Chelle, and I'm kind of doing more of the infused pre-roll thing as of late. Let me tell you, good time. That, and I veered away from tea. I have found a drink locally that I have fallen in love with this and I just can't stop, and it's going to end soon, and I'm just drinking every drop I can.
Is it some version of wassail?
No, not this time, because I was having a hard time. I already bought out the wassail at Trader Joe's and they're not restocking it. And I'm like, what the hell? Caramel apple cider.
Ooh.
Iced caramel apple cider.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I can see why you ditched the tea for that.
So then I was like, ooh, they're going to stop doing this. So I went down to the old Stop and Shop, got me a container of apple cider and some Hershey's caramel, and have been making my own.
Yum. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, you warm that on the stove. Lord, it is wonderful.
There's a way to turn sweetened condensed milk in the can into caramel, technically dulce de leche, in your crock pot. And you can make it into a sweetening spell.
You do remember I'm not a cooker, right?
I do. This is made for you, Chelle. This is perfectly made for you. Now, I'm going to tell you, all you got to do is be able to open a can and turn on a crock pot.
I can do that.
And we're going to turn it into a sweetening spell for the holiday season. And I'll teach you how to do that at the end of the episode.
Okay.
So this episode, what we're going to do is Chelle, being our resident Santa Claus, has pulled out her giant green sack of goodies, and it is filled to the brim with letters and cards and holy shit, some handmade, beautiful awesomeness and gifts galore from you guys, from you amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. I think you're prettier than the last time I saw you guys. I swear. You all look amazing right now. You just do. Have you done something different with your hair? Is it something different with your makeup? You guys just look fantastic, I just have to say.
I think they sparkle. I think I see sparkle in them.
There's magic in the air and everything. And yes, we are buttering you guys up because holy shit, you've made us feel so good and so happy. I can't tell you how much Yuletide joy you have brought to both of us. So thank you guys.
Now, Layla, I'm not sure they kind of understand how that this sometimes flows. So I'm going to kind of lay it out for a second here because your excitement may seem a little odd for those who don't understand. So obviously, it's not like you and I see each other every week. So I have been ever since around Samhain, I think it was, around Halloween. I saw you around then. So for the last month and a half, I have been collecting mail. I've been collecting gifts. I've been collecting packages. And I got to admit, all of them have been pretty kick-ass. And I just literally dumped in the last few days a huge box full of
goodies,
almost 2 months worth of goodies.
Magical wonderfulness.
You are giving me credit as the Yuletide fairy when in fact our listeners are the ones who have brought you joy today. And what they don't realize is some of this stuff you are seeing for the first time now, even if they shipped it a couple weeks ago.
Because Chelle is the lucky one who gets to check our mailbox regularly.
Ha 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 ha. Hey, I text you and send pictures from the post office.
You do. So I have seen pictures of all of this, including the fabulous, wonderful letters. Chelle opens everything up giddily and with her coworkers huddled around her desk, sends in pictures.
I do, yes.
And notes about everything. So thank you all so, so much. So some episodes we answer the questions that you have sent us through the mail or email. And this particular episode is kind of like a Christmas haul episode. So we're going to tell you about all these wonderful goodies, and in some cases, where you can find them for yourselves if you'd like to get yourself something as a treat this winter solstice.
This is the fun part. So I'm going to have you be the one. Since I get to open them all as they come in, you get to be the one who picks what we're gonna chat about. You lead the way, Layla.
All right, sounds good. While I'm looking, the other thing we're going to do in this episode is we're also going to tell you a little bit about some of the darker folklore around Yule. Last year, we talked about some cryptids, three in particular, that are very popular this time of year. So while I'm looking for a gift, Shell, why don't you tell them about one of our three favorite Christmas time cryptids that we talked about last year?
Last year, we talked about Mary Lou, we talked about the Yule Cat, and we talked about Krampus. Now, I know everybody loves Krampus, and I get it, but I am such a Yule Cat fan because I love kitties. And knowing that there's a kitty monster out there that would potentially eat me if I was bad is very intriguing to me. And I do need to give you a side note. You know how I always buy my children and my grandson ornaments every year?
Yes. Story of their life on the tree every
It
year.
really is. This year, I actually happened to find Yule Cat ornaments. It does say Salem on it, but it is a Yule Cat. And even my grandson is getting a Yule Cat ornament this year. So, yeah, I would have to say for me, the Yule Cat, top notch. Love it.
The Yule Cat is a Scandinavian folk tale that says on Christmas morning, if you're good, you get new clothes. And if you're bad, you don't. And to enforce this, there's a Yule Cat, which is a giant cat that roams the land on the solstice. And it eats anyone who isn't wearing new clothes. But other than giving our listeners an excellent excuse to buy themselves some new clothes for Yule, I'm happy that you mentioned cats for another reason. Because it's the perfect segue into the first gifts that I want to mention. Some artwork. This artwork, both of them feature cats. Now, even the card that was sent with this has a beautiful little black cat.
I love that. That's so cute. And the sunflowers, just the cutest.
Now, this was sent around Samhain, and this is from Aqua Moon. And she painted us both a gift. And happy Halloween birthday to Aqua Moon, first of all. And thank you so much for thinking of us and sending us gifts on your birthday.
Sending us gifts on your birthday? Come on now. If I knew it was your birthday, I would have sent a gift.
Now, both of these are near and dear to my heart because, and we'll put pictures up of all of this because it's fabulous. The first piece of art is a collage, which I love. It's got maple leaves on it. Then it's also got a shell and some beach glass. They have it arranged so it looks like a witch flying a broom. There's some glass up above that's the moon. And so you've got a beautiful little green witch and her cute little sea glass cat on the broomstick. I freaking love it. It's fabulous. And then the other picture is all painted and it's sunset with the moon and it's a beautiful witch painting with her two kitties. I'm just in love with these.
Now, one benefit to being the one who controls our P.O. box is, usually out of guilt, I always, whenever something is sent for both of us, I always let Layla pick, unless the listener, you lovely folks, have designated if it's for me or Layla. And usually I let Layla pick because, I feel bad because I get to open it and get the joy. But with this artwork, I was like, no, 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 no. Very few times do I just basically tell Layla, hey, I got the mail, sucks to be you. So I actually took this piece of artwork, and this piece of artwork has what looks like a goddess on the water calling down the moon. And
It's
I loved
beautiful.
this. It's the purples and the silvers. And the blue. I love it. I love it.
We will put pictures of these up so you can see all three pieces together.
That's why I gave you two, because I felt guilty that I got to pick the one I wanted. So I let you have two.
So Aquamoon, thank you. These are beautiful. And you'll have to let us know if it worked out the way that you wanted it to. The next thing I'm grabbing is a book sent to us by a listener. And this book is called Desert Magic, The Witches of Wickenburg, and it is book 1 of a series. The author is Dharma Kelleher. Now, I love a good fiction book, especially if it's got a nice witchy protagonist.
Right? Right?
This was sent from Dharma Kelleher, and the letter says, I've been enjoying your podcast for the past year. It's both entertaining and informative. I've learned so much. In recent episodes, you suggested people in different climates consider changing how they observe the seasons and cycles of the year. Example, the Holly King and Oak King, based on where they live. You remember that, Shell?
I do. I do. The Cactus King.
Right. As someone living in the Arizona desert, I do this. She continues, it changed how I see witchcraft, the wheel of the year, and deities, though I'm still trying to sort it all out. We are all too kind of Dharma. This also inspired me to write an urban fantasy series about a group of witches. They call themselves the Sand Witches. Eat
I
me,
love
right?
it.
Who battle magical creatures in a world inhabited by the desert pixies, sand elves, were-pumas, ancient wise women, and maybe a chupacabra or two. Desert Magic is the first book in my Witches of Wickenburg series, just released on this past Samhain. And she gave us each a copy as a way of thanking us for sharing our wisdom, knowledge, and humor.
Thank you so much. And now that, like Layla said, we are getting into what I like to call reading season. 'Tis the season to be reading. This is definitely something I am diving into immediately because same, I read that and I was just like, my first thought was, well, where's book two?
And with the tagline, Thrilling Tales Where Queer Women Kick Ass, I am so ready to dive into this. I love me a good kick ass book.
So thank you so much.
The book again is Desert Magic by Dharma Kelleher, and I will put a link so you all can find it. And I'll post an update when I've had a chance to read more than the first chapter, because this one is not going to waste away in my to be read pile. That's for sure. All right, so why don't you pick from our table of goodies? I'm going to drum roll.
I am going to pick the jars of self-care
Oh,
products.
this one was so fun. All right. First, I'm going to grab the note because this was the cutest freaking thing.
Because self-care goes with cozy reading. It's all like a bundle. You take a nice bath, you make some tea, you cozy up to a book. It all makes sense.
We're in the solarium, and the solarium is the personification. Can you say that about a building, a place? Can a
Yeah,
building be the
yeah.
personification? Okay. So the solarium is the personification of the idea of self-care, comfort, cozy, being someplace that makes you happy and magical and witchy.
Slash smoke lounge.
That's right. Magical smoke lounge. That's right, because that's what makes us happy. Now, this grouping of self-care items fits into the solarium beautifully. And we had a little bit of a mix-up when we got this. Now, Shell shows me everything when it comes into the mail, and we got this big box, which we had been forewarned was coming. And inside, we were very distracted by all these jars and boxes of, let's see, we've got Sleep Tight Ritual Body Butter. There's some bruise and muscle rub. We've got Rose Quartz Whipped Body Scrub, and this looks good enough to eat.
Honestly, Layla, at first I was like, wait a minute. Do you eat this or do you
Right?
put it on your body? Because it looks like I would eat it. If you got me high enough, I would eat it and probably love it.
It looks like you probably could. I wouldn't. Please don't eat this stuff. But this is all from a company called Mystical Blossoms, and that's not who sent this. Mystical Blossoms is a company that the person who sent all of this regularly buys from. They just love these products so much that they wanted to share them because they love us so much. Now, we were a little confused in the beginning because they also sent along a note. And when Shell was showing me this over video, she showed me the note and said, "Oh, this is for you," and set it aside. And she commented, "Oh, it looks like the 80s because it's folded just like we used to fold notes to pass back in high school." This is before texting, kids.
Right.
And it says on it, Lylas, which to Shell, quickly going through it, looked like Layla. So she
Is that
just
not
said,
what it was?
no, it's Love You Like a Sister. Do you remember Love
Oh
You Like
my
a Sister?
God, yes.
Right? We used to put TTYL, all these acronyms that we use in texting, teen girls used to use in the halls of high
High
school.
school.
But in the heat of the moment, Chelle thought it meant it was mine, when it really was just literally a callback to 1980s notes that we would pass. Love you like a sister, not Layla's.
I blame the weed.
Yeah, me too. But it's okay because if you put something specifically to me, if you write on a card Layla, Chelle doesn't open it. She actually
Right.
sets it aside for me. So if there's something that you want to send specifically to one of us, you can do that. And if it says Layla, Chelle will set it aside.
Basically, unless you put Layla's name on it, I'm opening it all, people.
Right.
All of it.
She says she'll give me first dibs, but trust me, people, she's a magpie. She's totally a magpie. Love her.
There's only two things in this whole haul I didn't let you choose.
This haul.
This haul.
This haul. Okay, so but in this letter was we were finally able to read who these beautiful, wonderful, luscious self-care items came from and the story behind all of it. This is from Krista, and Mystical Blossoms is a friend of Krista's shops, and it's two sisters that make all of this. And this stuff is absolutely fabulous. I love the little tag. It says made in small batches with love. Who doesn't love that?
No, like I got this Evil Eye whipped soap scrub. Like it
How
looks like
cool.
someone put cake icing in a jar and I literally just want to lick it.
Again, we'll put pictures of all of this up. It's fantastic. But if you want to give yourself a little witchy self-care, Mystical Blossoms, man, this is the way to go. So thank you, Krista. What a perfect
And I
time of
promise
year.
I won't eat it. I promise I won't eat it.
No matter how high she gets, we won't let her eat it. But what we are going to do is some serious winter witchy self-care. This is the dark half of the year. We are heading towards the longest night. It's a little depressing. It's kind of gray and gross out here. I've been stuck on my mountaintop for a couple days. It's difficult to get out. And how nice to light a few candles, maybe have a bath, use some nice lotion, even if I've only got a few minutes, and even if the bathroom is kind of messy and I have to do laundry afterwards, for a few minutes at least, I can relax and pretend that everything is beautiful and smells wonderful and the moonlight is shining and a moment of self-care in the dark.
And then go and read your brand new witchy book.
Exactly. Little self-care. Take care of yourself. And the tea. I have got the gratitude tea and you got the breathe easy. What was it called?
I got the Ascend Breathe Easy tea, basically because I'm more prone to allergies. So I kept the breathe tea and gave you the other tea. And I had to laugh because I always look at the ingredients of stuff. So I was looking at this particular tea that I kept, and you and I have talked before in the past about my allergies and stuff. And you are always like, oh, you should drink mullein tea. You should
Hmm.
smoke mullein in your smokables. It's got
Right.
mullein in it.
That's perfect. Yes. See, Krista knew. Krista knew. And the funny thing is I am smoking my Solstice blend right now, which is just a little bit of weed. I've got some black cherry runts, and with that, I've mixed some rose petals and peppermint for a little bit of that cool, fresh, plus the red and green. I like it. But all of this stuff has rose in it. It's like Krista knew.
Well, I took it back a notch and I got myself some sour diesel, and these infused pre-rolls, these ones I got taste like bubble gum, and it's almost like you're just smoking bubble gum and you can't stop. You know how like when you were a kid, you'd eat a piece of that bubba yubba gum and you'd eat a piece and then you'd spit it out and you get a new piece and you'd chew that till it had no flavor and then you'd
Yeah,
get another piece and
because it tastes great for like three chews, and then it tastes like cardboard.
yeah, but it has that taste, but it doesn't go away. It's beautiful. And, I like my percentages. This was like a 42% THC.
Love it when you get
Yeah.
up in those infusions. That is good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And luckily, it only comes in a half gram pre-roll because I think that if I had a whole gram, I would either sleep for 12 hours straight or eat every single thing I have in the house, one or the other, possibly both. I could sleep for a while and then like wake up and sleep eat.
Well, I know one of the things that can keep your attention when you're super high is divination.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
going to go to one of the cooler and more interesting things that we were sent, and this is a divination pendant. And now I've only had this for a little while, so I'm not 100% sure how to use it. This was sent by one of our super listeners, and this is Gail. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Gail.
Now, Gail is fantastic, and anytime she sees something cool and witchy, she likes to send it to us, and we adore Gail. She finds the coolest things, the most interesting stuff.
Gail also sent us candles.
Yes, she did.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail. And one of the other things on my table here, in addition, is a gorgeous Forever Wick candle. And these are fantastic. They have a gem inside them. And I loved the ones she sent before. The scent is fabulous. Now, Shell,
Yeah.
we know you have no patience.
No, this time I've been good. Natural burn. I'm not burning it like 18 hours a day like the last time. I'm being good.
These Forever Wick candles are soy candles and they do last forever. They burn beautifully. The scent throw is gorgeous and they have a prize inside. So last time, Shell furiously burnt hers and then dug through until she got the prize.
Everybody's done it at least once. Don't judge me.
Yeah, it's true. It's totally true. I've done it before too.
But this time I committed to slow burn.
And I'm very excited to burn mine as well because this one is called My Last Fuck. Oh, look, it's on fire.
I loved that. I was like, Gail knows us.
Gail knows us so well. She's fabulous. And this fantastic little divination pendant looks like so much fun.
I had never seen one of those before, and I was like, sweet Jesus, I love this.
Gail says she keeps hers hanging on her purse, and I can absolutely see keeping this as part of a keychain or keeping it in my car, something to have close by in case you need to do some divination. But how fun. It's a Major Arcana Tarot pendant. Again, we'll put pictures up. Thank you so much, Gail.
Thank you, Gail. I love it so much. I love everything divination.
The next thing is one of my absolute favorite things that we got sent, and not just because it had cool broom stickers in it that say home is where you hang your broom, because
it really is.
It totally is. But because this is a craft. And we love it when you guys take time to send us an interesting paper or a cool card, or if you take even more time and make the card or give us artwork, that is above and beyond. You guys are so amazing. One of our listeners, Nydia,
if we are pronouncing your name wrong, please do not take offense.
So Nydia took the time to write these beautiful spells and to make these felt spell items. This one has rune on it and triangle. It's like a decoration. It'll be hanging on my altar, and a little witch dolly with a broom stitched onto it. These are just stunning, absolutely stunning.
This is the type of thing that I just kind of like gasp when I open, because the time and the care it took to make that and the intention putting it into it, like, thank you. Thank you.
I cried when I read this. I'm going to read one line. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I feel like it's personal, but I'm just going to read this first line because how cool is this? In a quiet glade where old paths meet, two sister spirits awaken, one cloaked in forest green, the other draped in twilight purple.
You're
how
purple,
amazing.
I'm green.
This is just so freaking cool. Just everything about this gift, your letter. Thank you.
It literally made our day.
Thank you. Nydia, I apologize if I say it wrong, but from my tuxedo kitties, say pss, 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 to your tuxedo kitty.
I'm going to pick up the next thing because I don't even have words for this. This mail started off with me working my part-time job one day. And so I'm at the store in downtown Salem selling the witch wares. And I talk to people. Hi, how you doing? What can I do for you? Anybody got any questions? Anything I can do for you? I need any help. And a lot of times in October, I was getting I know your voice. Are you Chelle? And I'd be like, yeah.
I think that's absolutely amazing that people would, they knew you worked downtown, but as soon as they hear your voice, they're like, oh, I know that.
It's her.
It's her.
So I'm there and I approached this gentleman and I was like, hey, got any questions? Anything I can do for you? He's like, you're Chelle, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, I am. So he proceeded to tell me about how he is basically, I don't know the right word for it, a woodworker. Am I saying this right? A woodworker. And we chatted for a few, and he said that when he got back home to Texas, holy crap, that's a long trip. So he said when he got back, he was going to mail us something special. Well, I had kind of put it out of my mind, and I didn't think about it after that day. And then one day, I went to the P.O. box and I opened this box, and I almost fell to the floor right at the post office box. They almost had to call 911 to revive me from this box. And this was another case of, and I said I did it twice and I'm not going to lie about it, but I picked which one I got. We were sent the most gorgeous, I think the most gorgeous I have ever seen in all of my years on this earth. Handcrafted wooden mugs.
Absolutely stunning. They are both
And I've been
just
to a lot of Ren
beautiful.
fairs, okay? Thank you, is all I can say. I love this so much.
These are from a couple, Matt and Esther. Their woodworking company is called The Gnarly Knot. And his wife found the podcast first. She heard our episode with Wayne Brecky. Awesome guest. We love
We love
Wayne.
Wayne, Mr. Rune himself.
That's right. Because Matt likes runes, she had him listen to that podcast and he was hooked. And then he was lucky enough
We
to
are
meet,
kind of funny.
we are kind of fun. And he was lucky enough to meet Chelle in Salem. And he did indeed send us these absolutely stunning mugs. And they do have a website, which we will happily share with you guys.
I just want Matt to know that I kept the purplish redwood one.
Now, again, Chelle says there was only like 3 things out of this haul that she kept, but there's like 4 or 5 things out of previous hauls that she has claimed. But each of these mugs are made out of 2 different types of wood that were put together, and they are both absolutely gorgeous. Now, the mug that I have is made out of zebra wood and walnut. Matt writes, walnut is a familiar wood for most people. It gets its color from being grown largely in swampy or bog-like conditions. Their fruit is, of course, edible and used to make inks, which is very, very cool. I am also grown in swampy and bog-like conditions. So he also says zebra wood is native to several continents, but largely Central Africa, used mostly for veneers and decorations. The grain pattern is one of his favorites. Zebra wood has this gorgeous, very striking light and dark pattern, and that's mirrored in the magical qualities of the wood. Its harmony and duality. Zebra wood is good for divination. People relate its energies to the moon and wisdom and creativity. It's a very beautiful wood, both in person and magically. And walnut is old, it's deep, it's that dark, inward facing kind of energy. It's a tree that grows very slowly and in difficult places. It's associated with wisdom, ancestral memory, and the liminal space between the conscious and unconscious. Walnut is very powerful for inner work, shadow work, and dream magic. And as someone who does a lot of work with deep divination and hypnosis and hedge writing, walnut is perfect for that. And this is an absolutely gorgeous mug. The grain patterns on this are just stunning. Thank you for my new current favorite tea mug. Now, Chelle's mug is also undyed and is made out of 2 woods. Now, these woods, you would be forgiven if you thought that they were dyed because they are a very vibrant red and purple. They are made out of purple heart and wenga.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to
Sure.
go with that. Matt, please let us know how terribly I pronounce that and how it's actually pronounced. And they are both very tough and dense woods.
Kind of like me, tough and dense.
There you go. Wenga is a tropical African woods used a lot in instruments and decorative aspects on archery bows. The purple heart comes out of South America and is kin to cedar and that type of tree. Neither of those are witchy in any way as far as Matt knows. So if anybody is familiar with those woods and knows, let us know. But both of these are stunning. And again, the mug that Chelle greedily and promptly claimed, can't blame her. It is absolutely gorgeous. When we put both of these mugs up, you will see why we are so very, very happy with this gift. because they are both
I just want y'all to
stunning.
know that Layla's trying to make me feel bad and it ain't working one
No,
bit.
it's not going to because she is very happy with that mug. And that's okay. I am absolutely happy with my mug. It is truly
You know,
beautiful.
the thing is that both were gorgeous and it really was kind of actually hard to decide. And this top-notch craftsmanship.
Just
Matt,
beautiful.
you and your family do amazing work, and I would totally plug you to anybody.
Esther is the other half of this woodworking duo, and she also wrote us a letter. So both she and her husband had a hand in making these mugs and are part of the creative spirit behind the gnarly knot. Esther, I just want to say thank you so much for the letter, and I am so happy that we are part of your journey. And I cannot believe how generous you have been in repaying us with your time and your energy and these gorgeous mugs. Thank you.
Awesome work. Thank you.
I do love the little insert that came with these mugs. And it says how to care for your gnarly knot product. One, your mug will hold hot or cold. So, yes, you can put your tea in it. Two, hand wash only. Let's not put this in the
Okay,
dishwasher.
don't put it in the dishwasher. I got you.
Yep. Three, he makes it more explicit. Do not put it in your dishwasher, microwave, or freezer.
Okay, don't microwave it. I'm following you.
Number four, do not light it on fire.
Well, why would I do that? I like it.
Seriously, there's no way in heck you would
Like,
get
I
me to
like it.
burn it.
Why would I burn it?
And number five, do not run it over with your car.
Okay, who did this to the point where we need to put this on a card?
That's what I'm wondering. Usually these disclaimers are
Driven by human error.
that's right. So we need to know the stories behind these. Thank you. Love, love, love them.
But I need to know who tried to light it on fire and run it over with a car.
Go to the Gnarly Knot, get your love a beautiful either maple and oak. You can pick the woods that you want. So if you see something on there that you like, they can make you custom wood mugs, but stunningly gorgeous. Thank you.
Custom wood. We like custom wood.
All right, so let's talk quickly about some of the Yule cards that we've gotten this year. From what I understand, as of the time of this recording, we have gotten 13 Yule cards. My lucky number and a fabulous number.
So, Layla, I had a brilliant idea one night when I was smoking the devil's lettuce. We got 13 letters. For some reason, that seems like, I don't know, it kind of stood out to me. We got our first 13 Yule cards. It seemed whatever. So I said, why don't we do a little tarot for these folks? So the first 13 Yule cards we received, Layla and I have written you a card back, and we have also included a tarot card. Now, there's a problem. Tina, we need to have a talk for a minute. Tina, the card was beautiful, by the way, like probably the most beautiful Yule card. I loved this so much. But Tina, you forgot to give us your return address. So I know you've got your little itty bitty witchy committee over there. Get the committee together and let us know your address. Email it to Layla. I have picked a tarot card for you. You are my last tarot card left that I need to mail out. So send Layla your address. We will send it via the king's mail. I promise. The king himself is going to deliver it to your house. I just need your address.
Could we get one of the princes to do it, preferably the redhead?
No, he's in America. I'm Team William, man. Team William all the way. So yeah, we need your address to send your return Yule card and your tarot card. But otherwise, the first 13 cards that we got, your tarot card and your Yule card are in the mail.
We will continue to send Yule cards back if you send us a Yule card up to the 21st. All right, so one of the next things that we got is super cool. Everyone knows I do love me a good journal. And we were sent by Shauna, we were sent a bunch of very cool stickers, which we do adore. And she also sent little notebooks, these adorable little
Actually,
witchy
they were
notebooks.
super cute. I'm super, super cute.
It's got a little cauldron and a broom. I love this notebook.
You know what? Actually, my thought is to use it as a mini spell book.
What a good idea. Yeah, these are small. It's like you can just throw it in your bag. I am not really like a purse girly, but I do adore a bag or a backpack. And this is the perfect size to put in a pocket or a little bag.
But yeah, like the perfect size to like jot down some spells or some spell work and stuff. Yeah, no, perfect.
Shauna, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Notebooks, always a good thing. Now, we were also sent some more artwork, and this is by their Insta is Femme Gratitude, and their Etsy is Voyager Locale, and we'll put links to that. And they sent us these really awesome scrap collage art pieces.
Yes, and they were super, super cute.
I love these. I am very much into collage, scrapbooking. My current herb grimoire that I'm working on is an old address book, and I am kind of like collage arting in all my different herb information and herb notes, and it's a lot of fun. And that's exactly what Voyager Locale did. There's a cannabis leaf on there.
There is the cannabis and the turkey. Gobble, gobble. I also wanted to point out this card in the same spirit that we received. This card is from Emily in Tennessee. Hi,
Hi,
Emily.
Emily. We love your Yule card.
And look, it's got a little bee on the back. You love
I love the
bees.
bee.
And first of all, Emily has like the best handwriting. And you know that I am always one to point out handwriting when I'm like,
You
hey, Layla, we
do.
got a letter and the handwriting, blah, 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 blah.
You know, it's
So
hilarious. I have a certification in handwriting analysis, and you should have that certification because you
I
are
know.
always commenting on someone's handwriting.
Well, Emily from Tennessee has fabulous handwriting, and Emily made this gorgeous card for us, which is it's the most beautiful.
It's stunning. It's another scrappy card. I love it.
I want to point out that this is Emily's first year celebrating Yule, so
Happy Yule,
a
Emily.
big, huge happy Yule to Emily in Tennessee, and we are so glad that you found us just as much as you are glad. So love you. Thank you for the card. It is beautiful.
Solstice blessings to you and yours. And now the next one that we were sent, this one, my husband stole this. I barely got this stuff out of the box, and my husband stole it. So let me just say, this man is a whore for good soap. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like it when your significant other smells fantastic and their skin is silky? It's perfect. So I'm not complaining. Now, this is another person with fantastic handwriting. Like, look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So your handwriting is fabulous, but we can't figure out what the name is. Gorgeous handwriting, though.
These fabulous soaps are labeled from Gnome Studios and Gnome Botanicals. I couldn't find a website, but if our gnomish magical soap maker lets us know one, we will put it up. So I apologize. Your handwriting is absolutely gorgeous. And you did put in the card Team Swords, Fire, Wands, Air. So we love you. But I apologize. I can't read your signature. So this wonderful, absolutely fabulous person is a soap maker. And they have been a soap maker as a hobby for about 10 years. These soaps, Shell, holy cow. Again, my husband stole them immediately. And the reason is because these are handmade soaps, and the ingredients have saponified lard, coconut oil, olive oil, canola oil, castor oil, essential oils, beeswax, and honey. And then this particular one has lemon zest as well. And they also have scents. Now, he loves it. The more oils you put in there, the happier that man is. And they smell fantastic. Now, this one is called Thieves, and in it has clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And check this out. It says, made with full moon water amplified by clear quartz. How freaking cool is that?
That is actually super cool. Like, I am so glad that it worked out that you just recently got all of these because it is such a lot of self-care stuff. 'Tis the
Right?
season.
The second one is called Black Moon, and this one was made with new moon water amplified by obsidian. And it's lemon, eucalyptus, jasmine, sandalwood, and myrrh. Okay, so the coolness and the amazing awesomeness does not stop there. This amazing person also sent us loofahs, two loofahs that they grew in their garden.
I have my two soaps that are equally fabulous, but I got a funny story about this loofah.
Do tell.
I bring the box home and I was showing my sweet love and I was like, hey, we got a box today. Look what we got. And I'm pulling stuff out of the box. You know how loofahs have seeds, right?
Hmm.
There's a whole bunch of seeds that are all in like the packaging. Like I'm kind of picking them out a little bit. And my boyfriend puts one in his mouth and starts eating it. And
What?
he's like, this is a pumpkin seed, right? I look at him, I'm like, do you just put things in your mouth without knowing? He's like, well, it looks like a pumpkin seed. So I thought it was. So yeah, my sweet love ate one of the loofah seeds. Just saying.
Well, it's one way to get fiber in your diet. Okay, so we're coming down to our last couple things. And before we do that, I wanted to mention another creepy Yule creature, the Nisse. This one comes from Scandinavian folklore. We've talked before about the Yule Cat and Krampus and the Marilu. And I do adore the Marilu. First of all, you know, I do love bones. And the Marilu is a Welsh folk tradition right around the winter solstice, where a skeletal horse head with a posse goes door to door challenging the household to a rap battle before the Mari Lou and her friends barge their way in and then drink all your whiskey and eat all your food while celebrating with you. I mean, that's just a fun tradition. I love that one.
I just wish they'd bring a little extra whiskey and food, you know? Be kind.
Right? They should. They could bring some to share, at
Right.
least a little weed. In addition to these, there's so many Christmas cryptids. Who knew? But this time of year is apparently full of spooky, crazy, creepy, crawly guys. And when I mentioned this to Shell, she mentioned that this creature actually has a movie. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy and what I know about the folklore of the Nissa. And then Shell's going to tell you about the movie version that she knows.
Which was just some weird coincidence. It was just like, hey, hey, I was thinking about this. And I was like, no way. I literally just watched a movie yesterday about this.
Fun coincidence. So, the Nisse are a kind of pixie or fae creature from Scandinavia. Now, you've heard of household elves, right, Shell?
Yep, yep.
There are a lot of folk tales in a lot of different places of some type of fey creature that might live in your shop or maybe live in your house. And there's lots of different tales of if you keep this creature happy, they'll help you with your household chores. What's the cobbler and the elves story where the shoemaker has the little elves that come in and they help him out and his family gets rich and you know that
Yeah.
story? Yeah.
And then, you got Santa and his elves.
Right. So the Nissa are very similar to like the household elves. Their name basically means dear little relative. You can find them in Sweden and in Finland, and their names usually mean some type of friend or even can translate to home or homestead. Because again, they're little guys that live in your home. Now, the Nissa are usually a short man or woman with a red cap, and they wear a working person's clothes. And they usually help out around a farm. They're usually associated with a farm and a family. And they'll take care of the horses, carry hay for you, and generally do little tasks around the farm. However, Nissa are known to be temperamental. They like it if you follow the rules. And one of their big rules is on Christmas Eve, you are required to give them their yearly allotment of rice pudding with a pat of butter on top. If you forget to do it, or if the rice pudding is bad, or worse of all, if you forget the butter, the Nissa get mean. And they can do terrible, evil things. They can sour all the milk on your farm. They could kill your animals. They might even do terrible, evil things to you or your family.
This is where Netflix comes into play because Netflix has a show out right now. It's called Elves or Nisser. Basically, it's about a island. People go on this island Christmas vacation and they actually kill a baby elf. Apparently, they're cannibals. They end up killing people and eating people. The way that the island residents kept it kind of under wraps was, first of all, they caged him in a huge fence. Think of like Jurassic Park kind of fencing, and would give them, the best way I can explain it is a sacrificial cow every now and again.
So wait, we've graduated from rice pudding to a whole ass cow.
A whole ass cow.
I don't know if I can afford to give a pixie a whole cow. Rice pudding we can negotiate, but a whole cow, that's a lot of work. That's a lot.
Well, I think it was for like the whole clan of them, not just for one.
I see. So they had like a whole family of Nissa helping. Okay.
They did. But then when the family ran their baby over with a car on accident,
Mm.
all hell went loose and they got cannibalistic.
I could see where that would piss someone off.
Yeah, yeah, but it's this six-part series out on Netflix right now. I recommend
Interesting.
5 stars.
In folklore, the Nissa are essentially a type of land fae. Many cultures have tales of helpful and sometimes naughty land spirits or fairy folk that are tied to a place or to a particular family. And the thing with this particular house fae, house elf, the Nissa, is that if you keep him happy, he'll do chores around your house and he'll help you out. But if you forget his Christmas Eve pudding, they turn into vindictive, scary, murdery little guys.
You know, that kind of sounds like if you forget to bring your Aunt Susie a Christmas cake at Christmas Eve dinner.
Make sure to keep that rum pudding flowing to all those problematic relatives, right?
And all your elf creatures.
Okay, what's next?
This came from Katie, and going back to self-care, and 'tis the season for self-care. Katie, these bags are phenomenal.
Katie, I am literally opening my bag right now as we speak. And inside this bag, I just opened the first package, and the very first thing I pull out is Hecate Invocation Oil Blend. And
Yeah,
this dropper is stunning. This
yeah.
oil has herbs in it. It is just beautiful. A little handwritten label, absolutely gorgeous. And with it is a feather. And then also a protection oil. Again, beautiful. I can feel the energy here.
And can I say she didn't put mugwort in mine because she knew it bothered me. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Katie, that is so thoughtful. That is so nice. Okay, I'm going to reach in and pull out the next thing. And this is calendula infused almond oil, organic beeswax, shea butter, frankincense, and vitamin E. This is a calendula salve, cedar and sap. Oh my goodness, Katie.
And
Wow.
all of the ingredients she actually harvests from her own property that her family has had for 140 years. Like how fucking badass is this? Like
That
this
is
is
kick ass.
badass.
Wow. And then another Hecate oil blend. How beautiful. Like in a roller ball. I'm going to put some on right now. Oh my goodness. Katie, this smells. Oh yeah, that smells like Hecate. Oh my. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Katie. Going into the dark time, we talk a lot about facing your shadow self and facing the dark. Well, sometimes going in the dark is the perfect excuse to draw a bath and light a few candles. Grab a book and sit there and be all snuggled up warm in a blanket and spend that time taking care of yourself. Do that spell work where you pamper yourself in the dark. Light those candles and enjoy that quiet.
Now, I need to read the last sentence of Katie's letter because you think that I just pick things and I just go willy-nilly. Katie is backing me up 100 on this. She writes, also enclosed is a tarot deck that just doesn't fit me. So Shell, add this to your collection. I did, Katie. Thank you. I love it. And you know I love having, thank you. You know, we know. Thank you.
If you put a name on something, Shell will let me have it. However, if you don't put a name on it, Shell will take it.
She is just really busted my ass. But are these Hecate oils and the protection oil just not freaking the most fabulous thing?
They are absolutely phenomenal. And I smell amazing right now. I'm just saying. So the last thing I want to share before we talk a little bit more about our Yule cards is this gorgeous card that we got sent. And on the front, it has a unicorn. It's a unicorn eating an ice cream. And it says, some things in this world are simply magical. You're both proof.
Aw.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I absolutely love what Tara wrote on the inside. She says, what's better than a unicorn with ice cream? You two. How
Aw,
cute is that?
that is super cute.
So thank you, Tara. Really appreciate it. And thank you for the letter. You guys reading these letters, we read them over and over again. We have picture collages that we made from your
We
guys'
actually
letters.
do, yes.
And we have a scrapbook. Like Shell literally has a scrapbook that we keep your letters and your envelopes and all the cool stickers and stamps and seals and ribbons and things that you send us go into this fantastic scrapbook. And we look over it all the time.
We literally keep it all and fawn over it frequently.
And I do know that if Shell's having a bad day, she runs down to the mailbox to see if there's mail there.
I do. I do.
So thank you guys for making Shell's day, making my day, and damn, making our whole year. You guys are amazing.
And again, as a reminder, if you send us a Yule card and it's postmarked before or on December 21st, we will send you back a Yule card.
Send that to Back on the Broomstick, P.O. Box 106, Salem, Massachusetts, 01970.
And make my day when I go to the P.O. box and check it.
Guys, thank you. There's not much more I love than the written word, so getting all of these letters is literally magic. Thank you so much. All right, so now that we've opened our gift bags and had fun with our haul, earlier in the episode, I promised you all a kitchen witch spell that is so easy, even Shell can do it. The only part that she'll have a hard time with is the patience part. The active part of the spell is maybe 10 minutes, but the spell itself takes a full 24 hours to complete. And if you know Shell, you know exactly what her patience is like. So this particular spell can be done at any time, but it's especially powerful before or on the winter solstice. And this year, the solstice falls on Sunday, December 21st at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the longest night of the year. And before the sun rises, that's when we have to sit in the dark with that quiet certainty that the light will return, the sun will rise in the morning. This spell leans into that quiet, hopeful knowing that is at the heart of the winter solstice. And what makes a spell especially powerful is that the physical action mirrors the magical intention. What you do is what you get, both in the real world and in the magical world. If you end up with a rich, sweet caramel like dulce de leche, then you did the spell right. And you'll get the sweetness, softness, and that nourishment that you asked for in the spell in your real life. So you get instant gratification knowing if the spell worked or not. You don't need very many ingredients. All you need is a can of sweetened condensed milk, water, and a crock pot. You can grab some optional herbs if you want to, and we'll talk about those a little later in the spell. Begin by turning your kitchen into a magical space. You don't need to do anything elaborate. Just be intentional. Maybe clean up the space, make it a little cozy, make it a little more homey. Set the crock pot that you'll be using someplace where you'll see it as you move throughout your day. That way, every time you notice it and remember the spell, you're refreshing and strengthen the energy that you've set in motion. Take the unopened can of sweetened condensed milk in both hands. Feel the weight of it. Really hold on to that can. Look at the ingredients. It contains milk and sugar, and the can itself might not look like much right now, but it has everything that's needed for it to transform. As you're holding the can, think of how you relate to that can and its contents. Are you tough on the outside and sweet on the inside? Do you have a mushy center? Maybe you're shiny, resilient, and could be thrown at a bad guy if needed. Whatever metaphors you can think of about the can and the milk that you can relate to yourself, do it. Be deep, be silly, however you want to be, but list all the ways that you and this can are alike. All the things that you have in common. Think about that. And then set the can aside for a moment. Now you're going to set up the crock pot and think of that as a cauldron or a ritual bath. And you can even add some herbs to the water if you want to. It's not going to affect the taste of the milk or the caramel that you're making, but it will add power to the spell. So choose some herbs that match your intention. Maybe some cinnamon if you're asking to have more personal power or financial luck. Rose petals for self-love or beauty. You can add clove for protection or courage. Clove is great for Yule energy. It has that kind of energy that says that you're safe, that you're home, that everything's going to be okay. Maybe use some vanilla bean, vanilla powder. Maybe you're making cookies and you've got vanilla extract on hand. Any of those are fine. Again, it's not going to flavor the caramel, but putting it in the water will bring that magical energy of warmth, comfort, love, and being cherished. It's excellent for self-worth magic, and it's also great for prosperity magic. You could also lean into traditional greenery for this time of the year, maybe put in some pine or fir needles for renewal, protection, and patience needed to get through the dark. Just a little bit's enough. And you don't need too many, just a couple herbs is fine, or none at all. Think of it again like a cauldron or a ritual bath. So place the unopened can of sweetened condensed milk in the cauldron of water and make sure that it's covered at least a couple inches over the top. This is your cauldron of transformation. Gaze into that water. Direct your energy to the can at the center of it. In that crucible of a can, the pressure is going to build and transform the contents. Literally, magical alchemy will be occurring. While you're thinking of the magic of change, begin to bring to your thoughts the parts of yourself that you love and want to enhance. Relate them in some way to the sweet treat that's going to be coming out of that can after it's had time to transform. For example, maybe imagine yourself strong and rich, or feeling a self-love that is sweet and powerful and long-lasting. Like earlier when comparing yourself to the can, be creative, be philosophical, or be random, but think about who and what you want to be this Yule season as we come out of the dark, and relate it to what that delicious dulce de leche will be like as it comes out of the can. Try to keep it to just 3 to 5 qualities, and then repeat them over and over, and send that energy and those thoughts to the liquid that's waiting patiently in the dark of your cauldron. After you've spent some time seriously concentrating on the qualities that you want to bring into being, put the lid on the slow cooker to hold the energy in the cauldron, and then either cook it on high for about 4 to 5 hours or 7 to 8 hours on low. Then just let it cook. Over the next several hours when you walk past, doesn't have to be every time, say your chant, direct your thoughts and energy to the transformation that's happening in that cauldron. When the cook time is up, your spell is not yet done. Now you have to wait. Just leave it there and allow it to cool. You have to wait for it to cool completely before you open it. This is where the 24 hours comes in. Now you have to wait until the next day when 24 hours has passed since you started the spell. Seriously though, the caramel's under pressure. You don't want literal molten sugar to explode out at you if you open it too soon. Let it cool. When the can has fully cooled, now your spell is ready for the next step. Open the can with care, with intention, and see what the transformation has created. From just milk and sugar, you're going to see this deep, rich, delicious caramel. It's alchemy that you can see and taste and smell, and it's holding all that magical energy that you put into it. It's proof that with heat and pressure and time comes change, and sometimes that change can be sweet. It's not always easy, but it's usually worth the effort. So now you have a magical component that's filled with the energy of the spell that you raised. You can just eat it as is. You can add it to other treats. And every time you eat it, you're going to get some of that energy into yourself, some of that transformation, some of that self-love, that care. Or you can use it as a component in other kitchen witch spells to enhance the magic of maybe a cookie recipe that is a full spell on its own. Well, maybe Chelle won't, but you guys could. And there you go. There's a kitchen witch winter solstice spell that even non-chefs like Chelle can do. So I hope you guys enjoy. And coming up on our next episode, we've got a lot of Yule ideas and some scary ghost stories.
We've talked about this before. It is a tradition that should come back, of old Victorian tradition of haunted ghost stories at Yule time. And I can't wait to hear what we're going to talk about.
So stay tuned for our episode coming up next week, where we'll have all sorts of Yule and winter solstice and ghosty goodies. And in the meantime, stay wise, stay wicked,
and keep it witchy, my friends.